Switch over. All right. Hello, everybody. It looks like we are live and all systems go, streaming Shadowdark on YouTube. For those of you unaware, Shadowdark is the 4 gold medal sweeping the Ennies, old school Renaissance style RPG by fellow YouTuber Arcane Academy, Arcane Library. Go check them out. So we're going to go ahead and play a quick session. So of my my esteemed players, go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick and say whether or not you've played Shadowdark or you've run it. What's your experience?
I'm Stephanie, and I have played Shadowdark before. It's one of my favorite light and easy startup games, so I'm really excited to be playing again today.
I'm Anto. This is my first time playing. I am super excited to see what it's like. I've been waiting to play since I got the book in like January.
And I'm Mark, and I have, like Anto, I've also not got a chance to play because I rarely do, but I'm very, very pumped and excited to get a chance to play today. Thank you so much for running.
Yeah, I'm pumped too. I'm pumped too. Okay. So really quickly, this was supposed to be a dungeon for 6th level characters, but I didn't really pay attention to that. So we're going to level up your characters to 3rd level. All right, so Anto, you are playing the fighter, right?
I am indeed.
Okay. So on your fighter character sheet, it should tell you the sort of things that you can do. You want to give a brief rundown of those for the other players?
So I am Jasper of Rim. I hit things is my main shtick. I get pluses on my melee and ranged attacks. I am strong and I get advantage on my strength checks versus opposing force. I can carry stuff, so when we find amazing treasure, I can load it up on my back and be the party pack mule. I get +1 on my attacks and damage with my greatsword, so classic fighter archetype goes swinging in there. And I know Common and Merrin, which I assume is like a merfolk language, given that my background is a sailor.
Very cool, very cool. All right, Stephanie, how about you?
I am playing Sid of Zulara. I am a half-orc thief, and I am pretty good at a little backstabbing, a little sneaky thieving, so I get advantage on things like climbing, sneaking, hiding, disguising, traps, etc., stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm pretty high in dex, and I'm gonna be very thief. It's gonna be great.
All right, and next up we have Mark.
So I'm playing Mirwina Torby, who is a human priest of Madeira the Covenant, the lawful deity from the Shadowdark setting book. So I am able to heal the wounds of my allies with a single touch, enhance weapons to become magical and holy, and turn undead in the area, and maybe 2 other things if we're leveling up to 3.
Yeah, exactly. So the way leveling up works in Shadowdark is you can't do pre-planned character builds. So each time you level up, you go ahead and gain some hit points by rolling your hit die. So like the priest, go ahead and roll a d6 and you get that many hit points.
All right.
Fighter gets a d8.
plus Constitution modifier, right? Or no?
I don't think
or is that
so.
Only one, or is that only at 1st level? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've only read it, so I see. Yes, it looks like that's only at 1st level that you get that.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Characteristic of old school games, you have low hit points. So go ahead and roll those hit dice 2 times, and you get that many more hit points.
I got exactly average, 3 and 4.
All right. So Anto, when you level up, go ahead and roll 2d6 and see what new fighter talent you gain.
So that's going to be a 1 and a 4.
So that makes 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, so you get another +1 bonus to your attacks.
That's what we want.
All right, and then one more time for your 3rd level.
That's going to be a 12.
On a 12, oh man, you get to choose, you get a +2 bonus to any stat, or to distribute to your stats.
Nice. Let's put it in strength. Let's go just classic fighter, just strong and dumb.
All right. So next, Stephanie, how about you?
I rolled 2 ones, so I now have 4 HP
Oh my
instead of
gosh.
2.
Wow. That's rough.
Yeah, that is.
All right, you want to roll for your talents, see what you're going to gain?
Yeah, let's see. I am going to. Where did I put my dice roller? Let's see. I am going to get +2 to either strength, dex, or charisma. I think I'm going to add that to my charisma. My dex is already pretty good.
All right.
So now
good
my
call.
charisma's at a 14.
Good to know. And then you can do it one more time for 3rd level.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so roll another 2d6.
Yeah, okay.
So for folks in the eyes, there's this little table that you roll on to get your talents. Pretty cool, right?
That is a 10. So that is another +1 to melee and ranged attacks. Melee.
And ranged, yeah, both. That's nice.
And ranged. Okay.
All right, and then finally we have our priest.
Yes, so I got a 5 and a 5. That's 10. So that should be, what is that, +2 to strength or wisdom stats? Is there a maximum that these stats can go to?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then I think I want to put it in wisdom because that's what I use for my spellcasting. So I'm going to do that. And I'll roll again.
Mm-hmm.
And I get 6 and 4, so I think that should be the same result.
Yeah.
So I'll put it in wisdom again. So now I have +5.
Excellent. You're a very wise priest.
Yeah, my first level talent that you rolled already was some strength and some wisdom. So I must have rolled this one a lot of times. And then a +1 on spellcasting checks. This priest is very, very good at spellcasting checks.
Well, that's good because also when you level up as a priest, you can now know 1 additional 1st level spell and 1 2nd level spell. 2nd tier spell.
That's right. And the 2nd tier ones are harder to successfully pull off, so I'm going to need every last bit of wisdom that I can get. So I guess I will spend a little bit figuring out which spell to take because you did tell us in advance that we were going to be leveling up to 3, but I guess I hadn't realized it was like right at the beginning. So
Yeah.
I'll take a look at what my options are here.
All right, yeah, that's fine. I'll tell you what, I'll let you hold on to it until you're really sure that this is the thing that you want to do, right?
Yeah, fortunately there's only 3 tier 1 spells left to look at, but there are 6 tier 2 spells.
Yeah. Okay.
And then for hit points, I rolled it's 2 rolls for hit points, right?
Yep. You get to roll a
I
d8
rolled-
because you're a big guy.
A 5 and an 8.
Nice.
And so that brings me up to 18 in total, I think, with my starting HP.
Very good.
It's always so jarring how low HP in Shadowdark is.
Yep.
Be
Okay.
prepared to say
Fine.
goodbye to me early, friends.
Yeah.
If you don't get hit,
Wait, how much do you have in
HP
total,
doesn't matter.
fighter?
18.
Okay, that is still way more than any of us. I have 13, and the 2 of us combined don't have as many as you do because of the 4.
Mostly because of the 4.
Yes.
It's fine. You just won't get hit, and then it doesn't matter how many HP you have.
Oh no, you guys.
That's the trick.
Oh,
There we
no.
go. Maybe I have to get one of these protective spells so that I can protect you.
That makes sense.
Oh.
All right,
boy.
folks, you ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Ready.
Let's
All
go.
right, the
For it.
dungeon y'all are going to raid is the Sanctum of the Elephant God. You will face the perils of an unholy cult and reap incredible reward if you survive. The cultists of the Elephant God lurk in their dark domain, murmuring prayers over a glut of riches. Rumors say the Overlord has paid them a fortune in exchange for their wicked sorcery. And now, the Jewel of Alcala glitters in their coffers, a prize too tempting to ignore. So,
Oh, man, I'm all about
ascending
this jewel.
up the stairs into the temple in the dead of night, you find yourselves in maybe 50-foot long room that comes to a peak. There is a doorway both to the east and to the west. There's a low ceiling, and the walls are reflective black slate. And there are two glistening mud statues of life-size elephants. They're kneeling down beside a set of stairs, and their trunks are the set of stairs you came down, and their trunks are raised up.
As we descend the stairs, does it look like their trunks, like, is there anything placed on them? Is there anything about the statues that seems pilferable?
All right, so walking up to the statue, are you going to examine it or touch it, smell it? Like, what's your plan?
I don't think I'm gonna touch anything yet. I'm mostly examining.
All right, do you want to light your torch to... Because you have very little light right now. Okay.
Yes, I will light my torch.
All right, so 1 second. I'm going to turn this on OBS.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Theoretically.
Yeah. There we go.
The darkness.
So you have a torch burning right now.
Yes.
All right, and looking at the statue, it looks like the mud is like ever moving. Like it's constantly like being like slipped over and then looping over on itself.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to touch that.
Like living mud statues.
Yeah. So as you get closer to examine it, through your normal course of breathing, you notice an incredibly pungent, spicy incense. But as it gets trapped in your nostrils, it starts to burn and burn. Then you feel it in the back of the cavity and soon in your mind. Make a DC 12 Constitution save.
Oh no. Okay. Fudge.
Do we all have to make that, or is that just for the people who were approaching it?
I think just for the two who were approaching it.
Okay.
That is an unnatural one.
All right, so you lose 1 point of wisdom.
Oh no!
That's gonna be a total of 5.
And you also lose 1
Mine's
point of wisdom.
Who needs wisdom?
Yeah, 7 wisdom's totally fine.
Wisdom is for the gods.
All right. So as you are sort of like stepping back in that daze, maybe you turn around and do notice that there is a giant glittering ruby in the center of one of their bellies.
Okay.
Touch nothing but the lamp.
I'm feeling kind of dazed, but I do know that mud isn't supposed to move on its own, I feel like. Is there anything nearby that looks pokey? Like, could I try and dislodge it with something?
I'll pull an iron spike out of my back and be like, this is for the poking.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. D20?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a nat 20!
All right, so what sort of pokey device do you want? What do you think this cultist might have that you would want?
Something to like light candles that are tall is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know the name for them.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so you find one of those propped up against one of the walls.
Yeah, so that's it. I want to grab that, and I want to try and dislodge the jewel from like the belly.
Absolutely, and because you have the right tool for the job, it doesn't just pop right out.
Okay, and I go to pick up the jewel.
Mm-hmm.
And put it in my inventory.
All right, so going up there again, though, the incense is it's getting in through your eyes. So go ahead and make another DC 12.
Oh no.
Con.
Okay. That is a 11.
All right, so again, you lose another point of wisdom.
Oh no.
No.
Okay.
But you have a massive ruby that's worth 120 gold pieces.
Hey, so I have something to show for my wise decision.
Even if you leave now, that's still probably enough to live for a while off of.
This is
So
not the Jewel of Alcalar.
Marina is an herbalist background. These this incense seems like it may be some kind of drug or herb. Is it possible that I have some kind of herbs that I could use to try to like over time brew an antidote for my friends to get them a little bit out of their stupor? Or is it something that maybe is just gonna take time?
You know what? Go ahead and make a wisdom check with advantage.
All right,
of your herbalist skill.
I will attempt a wisdom check with advantage. All right. Well, it's a good thing I had advantage because the higher of the rolls is a 16 plus 5 for my wisdom is 21.
All right. Okay, so thank you, Alexina and Great Dinny Gaming for joining us. Just in time to find out that, yes, you do know what is affecting her. You understand that the damage is only temporary, but if you want, you can reach into your pouch, smush a few leaves together, and give her a healing salve that will restore one of those points right away.
Okay. So I am going to take a look at the two of them, try to see who is in like the worst position between them, and then I will give that person the healing salve. So let's see. Jasper
will be fine.
is
Jasper doesn't need to
Jasper
realize
is
that something's happened. Like,
so Jasper would be completely fine if he was healed up, whereas it seems like you may be a little too far gone, Sid. So I think I'm going to heal up the frontliner to make sure that he doesn't get mind controlled or something like that later on. Gotta be a little practical because I'm following the god of law. If I was following a more like sort of benevolent deity of good, I would probably heal the person who was the most hurt right now.
I
So
can't even tell that I'm doing worse for wear.
my
I
mind
wouldn't
is
even
impenetrable fortress.
So Marina's gonna go over and heal the fighter with those herbs.
All right, sounds good. So Anto gets like a peppermint basil infusion up his nose.
It is too spice.
And all is well again. Well, for him. All right. So again, the incense keeps pouring into this room. As the longer you get in here, you can tell that it's coming, and it's gonna get worse if you stay in here longer. Like these effects are not gonna go away.
Let's get out of here.
There is a hallway to the east that is wide open.
Does it look suspiciously wide open? Are there any like signs of like traffic, like
Well, thief, go ahead.
Footsteps and dust?
Yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
That is a nat 20, but minus 2, so an 18.
Well, you know what? No, nat 20 is just fine. Okay, so I'll go ahead. You see the hallway goes down for about another 25 feet before it veers off north. But immediately, like one step into the hallway, again, it splits to a T-junction, one north and one south. As far as whether people go here, yes, all the time. This is the main thoroughfare, and you can see many dirty footfalls, the dragging of equipment, drops of wax that tell you that people frequent this hall on the regular.
Okay, so I think this is probably a safe path to get out of the incense. I don't know how long we should come down this way before trying to get out of the way before someone spots us.
Let's get out of the incense. And Marina has decided on her spells. So hopefully I will be less reading the spell list. I've chosen the two spells I think are most likely to keep our rogue alive for as long as possible. Protection of evil, which I can put on the rogue so that multiple enemies will all have trouble hitting her, and blindness deafness, which I can put on a solo enemy so it will have trouble hitting all of us. So that's two options
Good
for
choices.
if I flub one of the spells and can't cast it for the rest of the day, I can switch to the other one.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Solid choice. Solid choice. All right. So stepping out into the hallway, Stephanie, you pointed out the sort of like a droning hum coming from the north. This like many voices, throat singing in unison.
Okay. There's people to the north.
Yeah, and there's a hallway to the north, like right as you step in there, and then another one maybe 30 feet down the hallway. But also, as soon as you step in, there's a path leading southward.
And what does the one southward look like? What vibe check do I get from that?
The vibe check that it is kind of dirty.
Okay.
Like it's like covered with mud.
Is the mud moving?
No, not that you can see in the flickering torchlight. It's just an illusion.
I am gonna motion to my friends to kind of maybe congregate down in the south. I don't know how far we should follow it, but if we hear humming and stuff to the north, maybe we don't want to get that far yet.
Yeah, let's go south.
All right. So down the south passage, the walls sort of narrow in. The ceiling gets lower, and the mud gets thicker. So soon it's around like the bottoms of your boots completely covered, then around your ankles, and now up to nearly your shins. As the corner rounds, and you find yourselves looking eastbound, facing a set of double doors.
Why is this place so filthy?
It's very chaotic.
Like, trying to pull legs out of the mud and fling the mud off my boots.
All right, so you pick up your boot, you sort of flap, gets all over the walls and mixes with the other spatter there. The mud is unusually warm. Like, it's not cold, it's kind of
not
like,
a good sign.
you know, like almost like a spa.
Oh, that's disconcerting.
Well, it's pleasantly warm, like an oozy warm bath.
That
There's
would be
nothing
fun
pleasant
at
about
a
this.
We're 20 minutes in and we're doing the bathtub episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crusaders of Madeira do not bathe in mud. It is chaotic and filthy.
If this was Sparta, there would be little cucumbers for our eyes.
Marina is very proud of the fact that she just became a crusader, like roughly, like 5 minutes ago, because she was an acolyte back when she was level 1.
The doors. What do they look like?
They are carved of the same like black slate that the opening hallway was carved in, or the opening chamber was carved in. But they both bear like half of an elephant head. So if you swing it open, it like split the head in two.
Ooh. Okay. Can I... Does it look like there's anything off to like the sides of the doors, like any sort of like trap that would be triggered upon trying to pull the door open?
Well, go ahead and make a intelligence roll, right? With advantage because you are a thief and you're looking for traps.
Okay, that is a nat 20. This is the highest I've rolled in a really long time, guys. I really like this.
All right. So you are positive that the door itself is not trapped?
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that there is some sort of like lingering aura of summoning magic coming from deeper within the chamber.
Ooh.
So on the other side of the door, or deeper in our chamber, but on the way to the door?
On the other side of the door, she senses like there's some sort
Okay.
of lingering aura of summoning magic.
So they might have summoned something here in the past. Perhaps they bound a guardian to defend the temple.
But why would they guard something unless there was something worth guarding behind that door?
You're right.
Exactly.
In either
We're
case,
not gonna find it if we just wander around.
the thief is absolutely positive that opening the door itself, nothing bad will happen.
I'll lead the way and open
Yes.
the door. Stand aside, little thief.
Okay.
Say little thief.
I was gonna say
Bravo.
I frown as my.
Like, probably taller than Jasper.
I think the last time I've been called little, I was like 5.
All right. So you walk into a 20-foot long, 20 by 20 chamber, right? This room is like hot. There is like little torches hanging down from the ceiling. Lots of red hot torches and candles that reflect off the ceiling and make the whole place warm. Walking
Are these
across...
are these torches like just still going and they've been lit like a long time ago?
Yeah, they're like very not torches probably wasn't the right word. They're more like braziers.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Braziers, they have like the coals in them.
If they were torches that could just last for a long time in Shadowdark, I was gonna loot the torches. That's actually probably the best treasure we could find.
Get the torches, out we go.
But in the center of the room, there is a raised bathtub.
Ooh.
So there are
Like
like
the
steps
rest of
leading up
our
to like
spa
a raised
day?
tub full of mud, and the mud is sort of like bubbling off. And that's what's causing the
Ooh.
flooding of the rest of the chamber here.
Okay. Hmm.
Does this room smell as bad as the first room we're in? Is there the incense smell to this mud?
No, it smells pleasantly earthy.
I want to get closer to this mud bath. Like, this looks cozy. I want to go and not necessarily poke the mud bath, but I want to poke the mud bath.
All right, so you walk up to the raised platform where the bathtub pool filled with mud is. And from that vantage point, you can see across it and see that there is a staircase on the other side leading out of this chamber. But the mud itself, it has maybe the faintest pile of steam rising off of it, and it bubbles pleasantly.
I'm gonna scoop a handful of mud. I'm putting my hand in it.
All right.
Oh, no.
It feels like you just squirted on some nice soap and oil and rubbed it into your hands.
This is excellent spa.
But who is this for?
Maybe the priests of the elephant temple.
So as you say that, all right, the mud at the far side of the pool sort of forms into this figure of an elephant-headed mudman. It reclines back and sits on the edge of the pool and puts its hands down on its lap. Its eyes stare blankly forward, as though watching the fighter.
Well met, friend. I like your mud.
The mud statue man says nothing, does not move.
Okay,
Look,
this
the
place gives
statue's
me the
not trying to kill me.
heebie-jeebies.
Are we supposed to make an offering, maybe?
What do you have to offer?
That's a good question.
Here in.
Does the mud elephant man try to do anything if I try to approach the upper staircase?
No, doesn't do anything.
Just
Okay.
chilling.
I'm not inclined to mess around with this guy. I don't think I don't think he'd like what we're up to.
I'll take a ration out of my backpack and drop it into the mud bath.
All right. The elephant man's face goes from stern to pleased, and his posture relaxes as though he himself is enjoying the tub.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody likes food and mud bath.
Yeah, that's all we have. Rations. Uh
It was that or the iron spike, and I thought lead with the tasty food.
Yeah, I think that food as an offering makes sense in many religions. Food is given even to those who cannot eat. That was a very good decision.
Yeah. So Jasper, fighter, as you like reach your hand into your bag to pull out the rations to give, you notice that a small cut that you had in the back of your knuckle is completely healed.
I am invincible. Just stand there basking in the mud, like mud up to the elbow.
Well, this is a nice place, I suppose. I had the wrong idea about it.
Don't forget we're here for a reason, guys.
Yes.
And I start to kind of examine the stairway, kind of like poke my head. I want to see what I can kind of hear, if I smell any incense from that direction, if it looks like that area up the stairs is more or less like, unoccupied as this room more or less was.
All right. So peering down the hallway, the stairs seem to lead into a larger room. You can just sort of like tell that your eyes are sort of wedges out, but also you hear nothing. Like a
Okay.
deafening silence.
Hmm.
Huh.
That is unnatural.
Or are we getting closer?
It's possible. They might have set up a field of silence in order to prevent people from hearing, or for privacy's sake. Though it does make it easier for sneaks to break in.
Nothing has tried to kill us yet. That makes me think we're not getting closer.
I don't know. What if they want us to think that and therefore throw us off our own track?
You might be right, but we only have a limited time that this torchlight is burning. Although I suppose this room has a lot of braziers, so it's fine here.
Yeah, if the torch goes out, we'll just chill with the mud elephant until we die.
I don't intend on dying without getting that jewel. So are there other paths leading off of this room?
Go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Oh no. That is a 12.
All right, so looking around, you don't see any obvious, the usual tricks for secret doors.
Okay.
Into the silence.
All right, so walking forward, you hear your footfalls echoing back into the bubbling mudroom, but not forward. Eventually, you walk into an enormous, cavernous hall. It's all covered with that same reflective black slate, except every 20 feet or so, there is a massive green velvet tapestry. There's a giant brass idol of a meditating elephant man resting above the chamber in an alcove. Dozens of candles are melted to its thighs and legs, and stacks of gold coins are haphazardly laid around the base.
Ooh, okay. So
And this thing's up off the ground.
Not far off the ground, like 4 feet off the ground.
Oh, so pilfering reach.
yeah.
Yeah, like, 1, 2, give me a boost, and you could be up there.
The
assume the ready to boost
coins.
position.
I can boost. I can give you a boost.
You are the thief.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to be boosted. I feel like I could pull myself up. I'm a half orc. I'm tall. I'm not little. You're little. I want to just take a single coin from the base. Like they're like left there, right? Like they're not like fused. They're not part of
Yeah.
the statue.
So you go down the steps. You turn to your right. You take another step up towards the idol, and your weight on the floor in front of the idol causes it to fall open into a chute. Go ahead and make a DC 15 dexterity check.
Okay. Aha! That is a dirty 20.
All right, so you manage to jump aside just as the trapdoors whoosh, swing open into a muddy chute.
Okay. Okay, false sense of security. My
Uh-oh.
bad.
I have a quick question about the silence effect we're in. I think like Marina, as being level 3, probably knows this by now, but as far as I was looking, I don't think we need to be able to speak to cast spells. Is that true? I don't see anything that says you can't in the silence spell.
Ooh. Yeah, I suppose that's true. You can just do it with somatic components only.
Okay, so I wanted to know, just in case something does happen, whether I would be able to heal in here or not. All right, carry on.
All right. So, you jump aside. Nobody hears you land because of the silence in this room. Like that thud gets sucked up into the walls.
Oh.
So is that pit that she avoided going to prevent progress, or is it just around where the treasure was?
It's just right in front of where the statue was.
Okay.
The statue is at like the head of the chamber to the south, and the whole long chamber extends up northwards.
Does the statue look like it is carved into the wall in any way, or does it look like it's sitting on a plinth and could be moved?
The statue is made of brass, and it's probably held down just by its weight on first glance.
Thinking, try and grapple the statue, pull it down.
That's
Pull it towards us.
sacrilegious.
I mean, we're here to rob the tomb.
It's true.
Everything that we're going
Rob
to be
the
doing is
tomb, not
sacred.
insult their god.
Well, if Madeira was an ally of the deity of this temple, then I would not have agreed to this mission in the first place. But as far as I know, this is a malevolent deity. Although that mud creature would seem like a very friendly one.
Yeah, the mud creature was a chill dude.
I have no qualms with that mud creature, and neither does Madeira. So
Okay.
yes, if you knocked over the statue, perhaps it would be able tall enough to like bridge the gap of the pit, and then we could use that to get to what's on the other side.
I'm purely thinking about the coins. Pulling it
Me
down
too.
to scatter the coins.
I mean, it's the leap is 5 feet long, 4 feet up. It's definitely possible for someone of great strength. If you just want to just 1, 2, 3 heave ho it.
I'll give it a try.
This endeavor.
Yeah, I'm going to
support
try.
it.
All right, so go ahead and roll for strength, and I think you get advantage because you are a fighter.
Okay, so that's going to be a total of 22.
All right, yeah, that's more than enough to bound up there. Boom! And not only when you land some of the gold coins, jump up from the forest, you manage to snatch them in your palms.
Yes.
Nice. No, I suppose I wasn't correctly role-playing Marina in the room. It would instead be...
Yeah, just like hand
All right,
signals that make no sense. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's correct. That's correct. So for the fighter, you have 100 GP, 100 gold pieces now.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything revealed behind the statue as he brings that down?
Peering around behind it, you don't really see anything, fighter. You signal to him to look behind it.
Like staring at all the coins, I give a cursory glance and be like,
All right.
So can I see the bottom of that pit that opened when I touched the coin?
You can't see the bottom, but it looks like it's a slide that goes somewhere.
Could I use my grappling hook to see if I could lower myself down with that and some rope to see if I could see, like, go lower myself into it a little bit to get a peek?
Yeah. Are you gonna you want to like secure it to the statue?
To the statue,
Yeah, okay.
like trying.
All right, yeah. So you toss the rope up to the fighter. He ties a sturdy knot, and you start to hand by hand go down to the chute. You only get about 5 or 6 feet down before it starts to slide. If you want to keep running, he can lower you down the rope even further.
Yeah.
All right,
do
so
it.
you keep going, and suddenly it becomes very, very slick. Like you're going down at like a 45-degree angle, and it's covered in mud. But because you have a sturdy grip on this rope, and because you have a strong fighter holding the top of it, you can keep going for 10, 20, 30 feet, right? Before it sort of opens up, right? You're no longer in a narrow sheet, but you can feel the walls on either side of you opening. You don't know how far because you're under a huge bit of mud at this point.
I'm just gonna give a tug, like a pull me up signal tug.
All right, as he starts to pull you up, like your head rises above the mud, you spit it out of your nose and your mouth, and then you're back on the 45-degree slide.
Yeah, listen, I wanna bail on the chute.
All right, he pulls you back up. You come to the top, just drenched in mud. It's coming off of your hair, and all of your leathers is now caked.
I look significantly less happy than the fighter about spa mud.
Yeah, this mud is wet and cold.
Yeah, this is not an enjoyable experience. Our experiences are not the same. So I'm gonna do like a clear this room signal. Unless you guys have other parts you think might be worth trying to test, explore.
the entire time that Merwina is there, just going off on one, Jasper will just like mime, like dropping a ration down the mud hole to be like, you should have put a ration down the mud hole. Then the mud hole would have been nice to you. And then be like, yeah, let's move on.
Sticky Icky Slapstick suggests that you should appear on Is It Cake?
Is it cake?
All right, but when you get back up to the platform, right, the fighter has noticed something in the meantime. From his vantage point, like up there by the elephant statue, like he can look and see that there is a hallway at the very end of the sanctum.
Mm-hmm.
Head towards the hallway.
Yeah.
Always a good call.
Yep, Marina's heading there too. She's been pointing towards there for, in response, but it's silent, so I'm only going to talk when I'm out of character. I'll just move my mouth to the words that she's going to say when I'm in character.
All right, so you find yourself to a hallway with a set of stairs that lead downward, and then the hallway again turns 90 degrees south.
Ooh, okay. Again, if I feel along the walls, do I feel any sort of like loose bricks, like common trap things, like if I kind of toe along, like things like arrow holes?
1 second. One consequence of you going down that mud pit is that your torch went out.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I have 2 torches in my bag, so we can light another one.
That was
We were
my
gonna lose
only
that torch in 15 minutes
torch.
anyway. It's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Fine.
That was my only one.
How many torches do we have in total? That is a very good question. I have 2.
I will check. I did not take light as a spell. I have 1.
That was my one.
Cool. So it's fine. As long as we don't go further in than 2 torches worth before we start making our way back, we won't be trapped in the dark forever.
But the jewel.
On the other hand, I brought the blind spell, so while we can't see, I can equalize that out.
Just cast
Thanks.
blindness on ourselves and be like,
No,
yeah,
no,
it's light in here.
On our foes, so that it's an equal situation. Madeira brings justice and judgment to all.
All right, so you want to carry the torch then?
I think the fighter has a two-handed weapon.
Yeah,
so...
I've got a 200 weapons, so someone's got.
Okay, I can
one
carry
hand
the
there.
torch.
All right. So you light up a second one.
Okay.
Back into the darkness.
And so as we light that, just want to like check the hallways for common signs of traps, like arrow, like slots in walls, like little maybe rocks that are beneath. Like I assume, is there also mud in this hallway, or is this one fairly clean in comparison?
This one is fairly clean in comparison.
Okay, so that's what, like, just looking for loose cobblestones, like just the common signs of traps as we kind of inch our way through.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll for a wisdom check to look at the traps. Look for traps.
That's an 8.
Everything's safe.
So you see 0 traps.
Yeah, we're fine, guys.
All right.
Are we still in silence as well?
No, as you go down the hall, you can realize that your sense, your noise is being picked up again. It's bouncing off the walls as normal.
Possible that this... Oh, I can talk again.
Jasper
This will
stop
connect
singing.
back to the place that we've been before.
Yeah, and as you say that, you round the corner, and you find yourself at near the four-way junction you first saw.
Since we went south and then east and then north and then west.
It's just blank face.
I know, that's right.
It's a circle. Like the circle of life and death.
Yeah, but we need to get to the jewel. So which way do we go to maybe get to the jewel?
We're gonna
Do you
have to
know
take that chanting north route that
Circles.
we skipped at the beginning. I think it's the only option left to us.
That's the
Okay.
only hallway that you have yet to explore. Looking around.
On we go then.
Let's do it.
Okay. Just remember to
Very well. Who
and
is
so I
taking
want
the
to
lead?
kind of. I am gonna hand the torch to Madeira, and I am going to, or sorry, what's your character's name again? Your god's Madeira, right?
Yeah, Madeira's my deity. My
Yes,
actual
that's
name
it.
is Merwina Torby.
Merwina, there we go. I'm gonna hand my torch to Merwina, but I'm gonna kind of try to scout a little bit ahead in the dim glow of it. So I want to like kind of just quietly kind of crouch down as we approach the area, like, you know, as we start to walk towards the sound we heard.
Merwina will take the torch, though she approves of your desire to give an offering to Madeira.
So as you walk down the hall, it sort of slants, heading northwest. And as you go down through the angled hallway, the droning becomes clear. Eventually, you can make out the sounds of a dozen voices saying in unison, "Take us into the herd. Take us into the herd."
Roll the great sword.
Shoot.
That's ominous.
Herd animals are usually not predators. We just make ourselves look big.
This is a herd
Maybe.
of elephants, though. Elephants are dangerous, even in a herd.
Maybe we can convince them that we want to also join the herd.
Yeah, just walk in there doing the join the herd chant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down.
That's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to. Yeah.
I really don't think that is going to work.
Out of the torchlight, it's the dark. Just join the herd.
Yeah. Take us into the herd.
All right, yeah. So as you walk into the room, you see that there are a dozen or so peasants. Some of them are kneeling on these straw mats. Some of them are sort of laid over on one side, drooling, while their chant is still going on. And there's that smell of incense that's still on your clothes, too.
Marina is a little worried because even though I know out of character that this is a plan that they're trying to do, she thinks that all the incense might have been affecting their minds and that they actually do want to go into the herd at this point.
Take us into the herd. I'm gonna do some elephant things
Yeah.
Specifically, not chanting "take us into the herd," chanting "join the herd" because Jasper's misheard what they've been chanting.
Again, as you come in there, Jasper, saying that they do not really notice you.
No, of course, because I'm saying it right.
There is a staircase that leads down. You find that on the northeast facing wall.
And so,
But one moment, I finally get a roll of dice here. This is gonna be exciting.
Oh, you're fine. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I know, very exciting for the DM. All right, so nothing happens yet.
Oh, that's ominous.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Jasper, as you
seen
walk in
some
there chanting,
stairs.
you see everyone sort of at your feet, either on their straw mats or on their side, some on their back convulsing.
Ooh, fun.
Try not to step on anyone.
Do I think the convulsing might be from an overdose of the incense based on what I learned about the incense before?
That might be a good assumption.
Okay, let's get out of here. I think the incense is thick here. I'm going to try to head to the stairs to not stay in this incense place, and I'm going to take the torch with me.
Although the torch, join the herd.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly follow behind, but do I get the sense that they're even registering us?
No, they seem completely oblivious to your presence.
Ooh.
That's quite fortunate
Well,
because
as of right now,
Marina
you've
did
also
not say
been
join the herd.
avoiding doing them to do anything, right? You haven't been poking them. You've been carefully stepping around them.
Yeah.
We've been masters of stealth.
It's-
This is the most stealthy Jasper is capable of being.
This is a master of stealth.
All right,
Join the
Yeah.
herd.
Yeah.
That's what I think Sid knows in her heart of hearts. This was a half-baked plan, and is a little disconcerted that no one was even hey, you guys aren't a part of this. So, but I'm just gonna be okay, cool. They accept us, I think, is my takeaway. Again, 6 wisdom.
Look, the plan was half-baked, but they are fully baked.
They're fully baked. Let's go down that stairwell. We have a jewel to find. The jewel.
All
I'm
right.
thinking that by the time we find this jewel, they will just give it to us.
By the way, are we
Yeah.
sure that the jewel that we got at the beginning wasn't the jewel we were looking for? Because wouldn't that be funny if we just had it since the very
whole
beginning?
time.
I know. Yeah, that's true. I was do I get? I don't. I did that. No, right? Right?
Yes.
No.
You know that the gem is larger than the egg of any bird.
Okay, that's what I'm like. That didn't feel like a prize
Yeah.
jewel.
Okay.
That felt like a good jewel, but not
This
the
ruby
jewel.
is big, but ostrich and emu eggs are bigger.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger
I
than
like
any
a
egg with a color
really
deeper than the
good
sea.
omelet.
Whatever that means.
Ooh,
deeper
ooh,
than the
okay.
sea.
Yeah.
So probably means a bluer, greener, not a red, like a ruby.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm definitely down to continue. I'm like, okay, they accept us. This was easy. This is this is the easiest thing I've pulled off in a while.
All right, so
Masters of
walking,
stealth. Onwards.
Famous last words.
yeah, famous last words. Walking down the stairs, you can peep around the corner there, cleric, and you see a door maybe 15 feet to the north of you, and then another long hallway going east.
And am I out of the incense at this point?
Yes, you're going down and the incense rises, so the air is clearer. Although the incense
All right.
wasn't pouring into that room per se. The smell you got was mostly from their clothing.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Marina was still a little worried about it. She's very protective of her wisdom because it's part of her connection to Madeira.
Mm-hmm.
So once we're definitely out of the incense area, Marina will stop her uncharacteristic being in the front and allow the people who either have hit points or know about traps to take the lead.
Yeah.
One or the other. We can't have both in this party.
All right, so you're gonna pass the torch back to the thief then?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the lead again. And so as we push forward, what do we see again?
So there is a door on the eastern or on the western part of the hallway, and the long hallway going to the east.
Okay. Can I put my ear against the door and listen to see if I hear anything from in that room?
Okay, so walking up to put your ear against the door, you can get a full glance down the eastern hallway. That continues for maybe 80 feet, and then it's stopped by some bars.
Oh.
But yeah, as you notice that, you hear a click.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We knew you well, Sid.
Yeah. As a set of poison arrows come out from the wall and shoot at you. Go ahead and roll dexterity.
Oh no. Okay.
Do you have any advantage on this for being a thief or none?
That was
Nope.
7 total.
All right. Yeah, so you take 1 point of damage, right?
Oh, that's not so bad.
And
could've
you are
been
poisoned.
5% of you.
I was gonna say the poisoned part is a bigger part of the problem. Okay.
What kind of
Shoot.
poison? Your eyes are all watery, right? And you
Okay.
can't see more than 10 feet in front of you.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's too bad. Can I use my herbalism lore to try to understand this poison so I can get a sense of its onset and duration?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make an intelligence check with advantage.
All right. Let's give it a shot. Okay. High is a 16 again, but now I need to check my intelligence because I've memorized my very high wisdom, but my intelligence is +2. Actually, it's good too. So 18.
All right. So, yeah, you know that this poison will eventually wear off, but you do not have all the bits for a cure on you. You have some of the ingredients, but not everything.
That makes sense.
What direction did the arrows come from that hit me?
They came from the walls that have the door in them.
Okay.
It's like the door is in the wall, and then on either side of the door, there are little arrow holes.
All of the arrow holes I checked for before.
Yeah. They were hiding down in the corners.
I let my guard down. So, if I look around, do I see any more traps? Do I feel like the trap was de-armed by my stupidity?
Well, in the 10 feet that you look around, no.
Okay, I want to listen to the door again and see if through my pain I can hear anything behind the door.
All right.
So Marina is trying to think about the sort of composition, medicinal composition of the mud that
Oh,
helped the cut on the fighter. Would that suffice for some of the missing ingredients when combined with herbs to try to help with this poison, or is it the wrong kind of cure?
Say that again.
So there was
The
like
medicine that you already made
healing mud
earlier.
in the mud bathroom.
Ah.
Would that help? Because Marina is missing some of the ingredients she needs, but she has some of them to make a cure for this poison. Would it be one of the missing ingredients, or
Yeah,
would it
you
be
know
a different
what?
kind of feeling?
Let's say yes. I appreciate that.
But the mud bath was just because I am invincible. That was my own natural magic.
the
There were.
innate magic.
It's part of the
Mutant Moth, by
medicinal.
the way, wants to commend you on your use of herbalism there.
Oh, thank you, Mutant Moth. It's my background, or not out of character, but in character. So wanted to. Yes, I'm an herbalist in real life. No.
I would really love that
Pull
for
out
you.
just a full herbalism kit.
So in that case, want to backtrack for a minute and grab some of that mud so I can try to help your eyes. I think that a thief who can only see 10 feet away is gonna have some issues.
Gonna meet an early demise.
It looks like it's possible if you offer some food to the mud that it might heal that small wound that you have as well, like the little cut that it healed for our fighter.
That's true, but what if we're close?
You're
What if
right.
we're close?
I'll leave it to you, but that's something we can do.
I think
Earlier we
elephant
waded
people.
through the to get to the mud room containing the bath. The mud that we had to go through was above our boots, right? So theoretically, could I take off a boot and see whether I can just shake out some of this mud?
Yeah, so you have some of the stuff that you walked through earlier. You like to report into her eyes, and it just makes things worse.
See, I told you it's just because I'm invincible and the mud is
No, we need the special healing mud. We need the healing mud from the bath. We never stepped in that bath.
I'm gonna like brush them off and I'm gonna start kind of staggering into the hallway. Trying to feel the walls for more arrow holes as I go.
All right, so you're ignoring the door and walking down the hallway?
I am right now, yes.
Okay. You walk another 5 or 10 feet, and then your hand slips as you find another hallway going south.
Ooh. Okay.
You can see 5 feet ahead of you, and there is a door.
Does this door have arrow holes?
You look for arrow holes, and you do not see any.
Of course, the one door I didn't check has arrow holes. Can I also check like the floor in case this one's more of a like trap door, like the one beneath the statue?
Yes. Looking down, you do see a pressure plate right at your feet that you're like a moment away from stepping on.
Oh gosh.
You realize that if you were to push the door open while standing on this plate, it would trigger a mechanism.
I feel like we're getting closer, guys.
I guess. Even with only 5 feet of vision, our thief is unparalleled.
Of course I am. Can I try to like do that open thing where you're like not over it, you're stretching really awkwardly to like turn the door handle and shove it open?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you brace your feet like on the sides of the passageway and click. Yeah. So the door opens into another like sanctuary like room. Here there are silk mats on the floor. You can tell they're shimmering from a central like altar that has like 20 candles burning in it. In the south alcove, Well, you can't see that far ahead.
Can we see
Yeah, can those of
from
us
behind
without
her?
the
Yeah,
blindness?
that's what I will bow forward, usher the fighter ahead of me, so better vision.
All right, so you pass off the torch to the fighter.
Yes, or
Or
uh,
I
to
can hold it
yeah.
for the fighter at the very
Yeah.
least.
Stand behind me and I'll
Yeah.
go in.
Okay, sounds good. So as you walk in there, the silk sort of like thick mats on the floor, they're like red, purple, blue. And then as you reach, the torchlight reaches the southern alcove, you see a dead woman skewed inside.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like she's interred like kind of catacombs in Rome where they would just put burial niches down there? Or is it more like she'd been sacrificed? Or is it more like just a body's left there at random?
Yeah,
Like in terms
so
of like
as
the
your
order.
eyes sort of trail from the blood to her, stained blouse and then up to the wall, you see what looks like an Iron Maiden, except for it's all filled with elephant tusks.
Oh.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
gnarly.
tortured and sacrificed. Like I said, Madeira is not a fan of this religion.
I thought the elephant god was chill.
Yeah, this is remarkably unchill for how we've been so
I'm
far.
chill. Oh no.
That's how they get you in with the chill and the join the herd.
Yep. Convince you you're invincible.
I don't know if we want to join the herd anymore. Shit.
Wait, did you actually want to join the herd? I
If it'll
thought you
give
were
me
making
that
that up.
jewel, if it'll give me that jewel, I'll join.
Yeah, they'll
They're
They're
give
not just
us
gonna give a new initiate a jewel.
special mud baths, communal trips in that room
Yeah.
back there,
Yeah.
awesome jewels. Up until the Tusk Maiden, this
Yeah,
was
yeah.
sounding incredible.
This was sounding pretty good.
I'm gonna
Shoot.
give quick last rites by Madeira's Grace, however that is. There's only 2 sentences about her in the book, so I don't know.
Mhm.
But whatever it is,
Well, what do you
Marina will
think?
give
Go
that.
ahead. Describe the ritual
Um,
for us.
Well, I think that Marina will quickly talk about the balance scales of justice and fate, and how when one's life ends, their journey into the afterlife begins. And to obtain something of equal value must be lost. And then she will wish that this person has a better afterlife than they did in their life, given they were killed by an iron tusk maiden.
All right.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, so you say the rites over the body, and hopefully you feel a bit more relieved as you stand up. From as you've gone up here, it's been hard for you to take your eyes off of this peasant. But as you do, you can see that there is a door carved of deep, dark ebony on the eastern wall, not 5 feet from where she lie.
You said there was an altar in this room, right?
Uh,
Am I making that up?
yeah, no, there is an altar. It's like
Okay.
near the back of the room though, where you came in, and it's just like maybe a small like pillar platform with like 20-30 candles on it.
Okay. So no religious texts or anything nearby.
No.
Okay. That door feels good.
To the door.
It said the jewel was deep as the ocean, right? Like that's a deep colored door.
That's
Yeah,
very
it's
true.
made of black ebony with a huge silver skull.
Oh,
Oh, mammoth skull, I should say. Like,
Oh,
Okay.
she said, just
Skulls
very
are
out of character, just like elephants
Ah.
up until this point, then just person skull.
Skull's still ominous, but also, again, does that mean we're actually on the right track? In my experience, they try to get you away from the stuff you really want.
Well, it is true a torture chamber could be near to where they keep the treasure, but it could also be that the skull indicates that this is where they inter the dead.
Then at the very least we will find who killed this woman and enact vengeance towards the door.
If they're undead here, I can take care of that by Madeira's grace.
Huh.
Wait until our dear rogue comes and looks at the door.
I'm nervous now about door. I think
Okay.
I'm still stuck on the woman right now.
I'll look at the door for you if you're nervous about this one. It does seem like it may be a little more religious. I don't have advantage, but
Well, I want to check out does it look like that woman was sacrificed, or does it look like she walked into something? Was she in over her head? Is she someone who tried?
That's
to
a good question. Go ahead and make a wisdom check to see if you can perceive anything on her body. Or go ahead and make an intelligence check. It's more like you're more Sherlock Holmes
either
than
way,
Tarzan.
I rolled a nat one, so
You have no idea.
okay. I want to go by the door, check for the trigger plates, any obvious signs of arrow holes, and I also want to check out especially the door handle and see if there's anything that seems off about it since it is so ornate.
All right, so go ahead and
I got a 15 when I was looking for it before when you said you were a little put off by the door in case there were magic vibes on it or something first. And then
right.
I want to see what you found too, obviously.
Okay, so magic vibes, yes. A strong, evil, unholy magic from the door.
I love that for us.
Yeah, and coming not from the door itself, but coming from the other side of the door, it's permeating through it. It's so powerful.
Evil magic in there. It may very well be undead or some kind of demonic force.
But why would they have that if that wasn't where they're keeping the jewel?
All right, so go ahead and you roll to check out the door.
I
Thief
rolled a 19.
Ooh.
Okay, the door is not trapped, but it is barred from the other side.
Ooh.
And
does it feel like something we could ram into?
Possibly, but the skull itself is made of real silver. It's not just silvery.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay.
And the door is made of ebony.
Yeah, the door's made of ebony. The skull is made of real silver, and it seems like it's just a cursory latch on the other side. It's not really meant to withstand any force.
I'm gonna try and kick the door down.
All right, so go ahead and roll for strength.
That is going to be a total of 17.
Yeah, so you do it. The weak silver latch easily bends to your might. And so you find yourself in a dark room, right? You do not have the torch of the room is completely dark. And it smells sweet. Not the hot, spicy incense that you smelled earlier, but this is a pleasant, aromatic smell.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hello.
So
Yeah,
I have
just
the
on the
torch.
walls you see all sorts of strange cages, a dead rat, a strange bird-like skeleton. You see bottles of potions and alchemy ingredients. And there's some weird silks and twines on the floor. You can't see anything else without someone giving you some light.
So I have the torch, and I should be within close of him. That's how
Alright.
far torches go, right?
Yeah, so as you walk in behind the fighter after he kicked down the door, as the torchlight hits the north side of the room, you see a figure hunched over what glistens to be, what you see in the glistering light to be a crystal ball. He turns his twitching head towards you and starts to murmur something under his breath. Let's go ahead and roll for initiative, team.
Oh no.
All right.
How do we do initiative in Shadowdark?
Wasn't it that it goes clockwise?
Yeah,
or-
someone goes first, and then you just keep going in order.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Easy.
So roll for
All right.
dexterity.
Mine was 23.
Okay.
Okay, you definitely win.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
think any of us
definitely gonna
can
go
get
first.
23.
Yep. All right. So it's gonna go thief, cleric, bad guys, fighter.
Cool.
Okay. Uh, my first
Interesting.
instinct, since I can't really see that well, I want to try to knock everything off of, like you said, everything was like on like shelves, like the potions and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I want to kind of like immediately sow some chaos. So I want to knock everything over, like as much within like range of myself as I can just kind of shove off the
Oh yeah, that's
shelves.
awesome, right? So you knock over the weird bird cage. You take the rabbit bones that are hanging from the wall. You knock off the drying herbs. Pull on the tapestries. All that good stuff, right? You cause a huge amount of disruption. As you do that, the head fully spins around, and you see like a sunken in, like almost like bluish skin, purpled lips, sunken, hollowed eyes that with no irises.
Oh no. Oh no.
The
I
crystal
hate
ball
that.
he's over is glowing with a bluish fire on the inside.
Ah!
All right. So that was our thief's turn, and now we're on to the cleric.
That's right. So I see this creature kind of looks like an undead. So I am a priest. I will attempt to turn undead with my whole presenting my holy symbol of Madeira.
All right. So
I
you,
have to roll a spellcasting check, which I think is opposed by its charisma check.
well, it is not an undead.
Ah, that it fails!
No.
I still have to roll to see if I lose turn undead for the day, though.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
dude.
All right, so I got a total of 12. Let me see what the difficulty is.
It's the difficulty 11, so you pass.
Oh, okay.
Woo!
It probably wouldn't have turned very many undead anyway, to be honest.
Inconvenience undead.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I said, I used my detect undead spell, and I determined that it was not undead.
Yep, there you go, right? All right.
What is it? What is it?
What is it? What is it? It sees your feeble attempt at casting some sort of spell, and its fingers light up for a second. It points at you. Oh. Woo. And it fails to cast its death bolt.
Oh my gosh. With a name like Deathbolt, I'm very happy it failed to cast it.
Yeah. It murmurs something in a dark, otherworldly tongue.
Oh no.
What languages do you folks speak?
The opposite of that language. Celestial.
Common and Orcish.
Common and Merrin.
Yeah, so
Common,
nothing,
Elven, and Celestial.
yeah, so nothing you understand.
Oh no.
All right,
Oh,
fighter.
no.
You are go. You
Okay.
kick through the door. The thief came in behind you, knocked everything off the shelf. You saw what looked like a brief failed spell duel. You're not really sure what, but now it's on you.
I'm gonna assume that it told us where to go in whatever language it spoke. So I'm gonna respond in Merrin and swear at it, and then if I have enough movement to get to it, I want to go and hit it with my greatsword.
All right, its AC is 12.
Hey, that's
Right, sorry.
that is the right dice. So that is going to be a 18, 19.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really have a chance to react before you bound across the room and it meets your steel. Go ahead and roll for damage.
That is going to be a 12 for damage.
Good
Whoa.
to know. Nice. All right, so
Big
you hit it with a
overhand
mighty blow on your sword. After you make your cut, it glances off the crystal ball, and you're back ready to swing again soon. Thief.
I am going to try to use my dagger. I'm going to try and throw my dagger to try and hit the crystal ball to try and shatter that.
All right, good call. You know what? Yes, go ahead and roll for strength.
Okay. Heck yeah. Okay. That's going to be a 21.
Nice, right? So you grab the focus of his arcane prowess and you chuck it across the room. It pinballs into one wall, bam, and splits in 3 pieces.
Yay.
And you see rage fill his eyes, and he starts spitting at you in this weird tongue.
Panic.
All right. Now we're on to a cleric.
That's right. Well, it looks like that he's especially mad at the thief.
Yeah,
So
he's pointing his finger at her.
He's definitely, if he can without his crystal ball, he's definitely going to use a death bolt on her this time. Or maybe he can't because he messed it up
failed,
last
yeah.
time. Anyway, I'm gonna blind him so that he gains, or I'm gonna try so that he gains a disadvantage on all checks involving sight, such as, I don't know,
Targeting somebody with the spell. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Go ahead and try to
targeting
cast
the
it.
thief. So this time I got a 19, and I don't know if the difficulty is different, but I'm sure it's not that much different than 11, so I'm guessing that's gonna work.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. So you see him become blinded. Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
So he does not like this at all. He's still gonna let off his fire blast with disadvantage though.
Oh.
Nat 1.
Oh, isn't there like a table for that?
Yeah, magic mishap table.
Heck, yeah.
I'm so excited about the mishap table. I love those random
This is the
tables.
reverse of how this usually goes as a player for me. I'm an incredibly low roller.
Yeah,
and
all right. So
incredibly
time slows down as you see
susceptible.
the spell form into his hands, and the DM looks up the mishap table.
Okay. While you're looking it up, I'm also curious. As a support player, I love to know when like my little support thing did something. So did it get the net 1 on the second die, or was it?
Yeah, it was on
always
the.
gonna be a net 1?
It was the second die. You got it.
Yes.
You did it.
I saved you. We can
You
try to
did.
save the 4 hit or 3 hit
Me,
points
I was
now.
gonna say I have 3. Yeah, I already lost 1.
3 hit points.
All right.
I'm the only door I didn't check for traps.
If this guy's fire blast is anything like the smite spell that I didn't take, then he would have had like a 2/3 chance of killing you, but if he hit you.
Hold on, I need to get out the D12 here.
Ooh.
GM is not prepared.
I like these random mishap tables, they're always fun.
Yeah.
I know, I do too.
I also hadn't realized this as a consequence of Shadowdark Initiative, but you can choose whether you're playing hard, medium, or easy mode when you're sitting down with 3 people at the table, depending on where the person with good dexterity is sitting. So easy mode is if the dexterity person is sitting so that all 3 players get to go when they win initiative. Hard mode is if they're sitting right next to the GM. And we're in medium mode where sitting in the middle, but the fighter goes last.
You can thank Zoom for that. Randomly assigning you an
Yeah,
order.
thanks, Zoom.
All right,
It
so
seems random.
the mage tries to cast the firebolt. It miserably fails due to your interference. And instead, the flickering light goes out in his fingers and it turns jet black. And then it expands with a deafening boom, as though a hole were ripped right in space.
Whoa.
And
I'm glad
escaping
it didn't
from
have to
that
do.
portal, you see a dark creature made of shadow.
Oh, yes.
All right. The dark
Love
creature
it.
made of shadow is going to swipe randomly at 2 things near it.
Oh
Are those the fighter and the caster, because the thief was throwing
Yeah.
the knife and I was cutting the spell?
It was the thief and the fighter, right? One of them goes to the mage, though.
Make myself as big as
The
possible.
mage is hit for 9 points of damage. And the fighter is also hit for 10 points of damage.
Wow.
Unholy
that, may
damage,
have,
yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
that may have actually been more powerful than successfully casting the spell.
I know, right?
Other than hitting himself.
So now he gets to do his second action. He gets to cast a second spell on his turn because he's a very, very nasty creature.
Oh no.
That's
All
awful.
right. But seeing this monster appear next to him, he's going to try and fails to void step. You see him flicker out of existence for a moment before he appears back with a sad pop. Not a bamf, but a...
Sad.
All right, up to the fighter now. So there's this shadow monster who just appeared out of seemingly nowhere, right? And you see like this smoky remains as it swipes past you to hit your thief friend. Or no, it hit you. That's right.
Yeah, it was hitting
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we've got the shadow, the mage,
Mhm.
me and Sid all in swingable range.
Yup.
Would it be possible for me to? I can only make like one attack in a turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to attack and then try and shove Sid away within one turn.
Yeah, you can only really do like one thing per turn.
Cool. In that case, I'm gonna just attack the mage again and hope that when he dies, all the magic connects to him.
All right, AC
Also
12.
winks out of existence. That's the wrong dice. That's a nat 1. So that is 7 total.
Yeah, so not enough, right? The mage has a premonition of what you're about to do and is supernaturally able to dodge out of the way.
That is cheating.
All right, thief. So the shadow beast just like swiped past the fighter, and now its tail claw is about ready to land on you. But the mage right in front of you is frustrated. He's just got hit twice, and he got hit once. He's off focus, and his spells are failing.
Did you say there was a door in this room at all?
No.
Okay. Honestly, my instinct is to try to hightail it out of this room.
Yeah, you want to like leap over all the chaos that you've caused?
Yes, yeah, I want to do that, and I want to try to lead the bale away from this shadow creature that the mage accidentally summoned.
All right, so among like the piles of oils and salts that you knocked over, you skirt across the door, turn around out into the large sanctuary, and stop at the foot of the dead peasant. Her eyes staring blankly up at you. All right.
Shoot.
Now we are up on to the DM's turn. And our
Wait,
thief...
don't I get a turn?
Oh, yeah,
after
you do
the
get a turn,
thief?
clear. Sorry.
Okay.
All
Hold
right,
on, I
Cleric,
need
so
to-
you just saw the thief skirt out past you. She's just at the torch's edge, and you know that she can't see anyway. But across the other way, the shadow beast is turning towards the fighter again, and the mage is looking eyes at you, knowing that you're the caster. They might be causing all this trouble.
All right. So, in that case, I guess the mage is turning their eyes sort of at me, although they're still blind. I would like to
Metaphorically.
cure. Yes, I'd like to cure the fighter, but that would require me to come in there, and that seems a little bit dangerous. But you know what? If we don't accept some degree of danger, we're not gonna end this. So I will go behind the fighter, so at least I'm not right next to the this beast that's swinging randomly. And then I will attempt a casting check to cast the cure spell. So that is exactly an 11 because of all those +1s on wisdom at the beginning. But I rolled a 5. So I think that's the same as Turn Undead, right? Because it's the same spell tier.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
And so it says I get an extra d6 for half my level rounded down, which at level 3 should be 1 extra d6. So that should be a total of 2 d6, and that's going to kill you for 8.
Oh, yeah. I'm invincible.
Nice.
Now
Yeah.
it's the GM's turn, though.
Yeah. So you walk over and grab the fighter by the shoulder. You impart some healing energy into him, right? And as you do that, the shadow beast whips its tail and tries to cut across your calves. 20 will hit you
Definitely.
for 10 points of damage. Unholy
Yeesh.
damage, yeah.
Yeesh.
All right.
That's almost enough to drop me.
Oh gosh, you're still standing. Okay.
Then it uses
Yeah.
its second attack to go after the mage, but misses. I'm having it randomly target the people, the targets around it. All right, the mage's turn. This is not good. It's going to point at you and mutter an incantation, cleric.
Okay. I'm hoping the disadvantage will mess it up again.
No, unfortunately, this spell is going to connect. As you walked close to it, it reached out and put its hand right in front of your face. And now you are stupefied for the duration.
Okay. There's still a chance.
What does that condition do? I guess I can look it up to see what is affecting me. Other
The
than making a
conditions are
silly
whatever the
face.
DM says. So.
Oh, okay.
What do you
Oh
think
my
is
gosh.
stupid? Yeah, so probably you can't cast spells. And you make, pretty bad decisions.
Oh, I see. It just says stupefied for the duration, and then it does not
Yep.
explain it whatsoever. Got it.
Yeah, same thing with blind. It doesn't really say what blinded means. It's just like, okay, that makes
Blinded
sense.
sort of does, though. It says you have disadvantage on anything that requires seeing, whereas stupefied looks like it just says you were stupefied.
Yeah, it just exists.
I know. I love Shadowdark.
All right.
I'll just make really bad decisions. It'll be great.
All right, cool. So that's he gets a second spell. That's right, because he's a big boss.
That's right. But so many of his spells have been deactivated by failed rolls. Hopefully we're in good shape.
Fingers crossed.
I think it's just actually going to run out and to follow the thief, right? Out away from this this monster.
That bastard.
So it's gonna run
That
out there,
makes sense.
see you in the flickering candlelight from across the room. And it's going to cast another spell. Oh, this one connects too. Nice.
Uh-oh.
So it creates a big cube of thick spider web all around you.
No.
All right, so you are webbed.
Wept.
All right, up to our fighter.
I'm gonna turn to Morena and say, "Make good choices," and then I'm gonna run after the wizard or the mage, and I'm gonna try and attack him.
All right, AC 12.
That is gonna be where is my character sheet? That's not. It will be a hit, but I don't know for how much. That's gonna be 14.
14 points of damage.
No, 14 to hit.
Oh yeah,
and
AC's
then-
12. Yep.
Yeah. And then the damage is going to be 9 points of damage.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
This guy's taken like our entire party's worth of hit points.
Yeah. So that time, when your when your sword gets him, you get him right across the lower leg and butt, right? And leaves a huge trail of blood in its wake. You're feeling pretty good that one's going to, that one is going to hurt. All right.
Shout out another insult in Merrin.
Okay. So your thief, right? You see the archmage sort of like limp over in pain real fast. He pulls his hand away from his hip and it's a fountain of red. But you can only see that because he's right next to you. Way off in the distance, you see a faint glow of candles from the little small altar, but that's hard to make out with your vision.
Since I'm webbed, I was originally going to try and get one of my crossbow arrows on fire so I could shoot it into the room, but he ran out after me. Can I throw my dagger at the mage even though I'm webbed? Or am I arms webbed? How webbed am I webbed?
I think you're webbed that you could probably throw a dagger. That probably makes sense.
Okay.
So she's stuck to the ground and can't move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an arm and elbow free. That's enough.
Okay. I'm going to... Oh, no, I don't hit. I don't think. That is a 9.
Okay. So no, that misses.
Nope. That's me.
All right.
My turn.
So Marina said, the fighter said, make good choices, and then he ran forward and slashed with a sword. So that must be a good choice. So Marina is going to listen to the fighter. She's going to do exactly the same thing that he did. She dashes off, goes over, and with her longsword, which she does have a sword to do this, she
Amazing.
slashes at this weird dude, and let's see what the dice roller says. Natural 20. What is that?
Yeah. I think you double
Maybe
dice,
it was
right?
a good choice, retroactively. What does that do in Shadowdark?
I don't know what it does. Let's go ahead and want to roll the dice twice. I like rolling dice.
Yeah, I'll roll the dice twice. It is still rolling. Ooh, almost maximum. That's 8 and a 7, so 15 if it's added together.
Yeah. So right before the mage is able to finish casting its mithril skin spell, you walk up and surprise it with a longsword right across the belly, right? Its guts fall out in its hands. Its irises suddenly become colorful again as you see the light leave its eyes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so smart, says Marina.
Uh-huh. Maybe you could be smart enough to cut me out of this web.
What?
So now the mage has
Why?
died. Whoosh, the spell fades from you.
Oh, well, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what came over me.
Made the best choice.
Yeah, you could say that.
I think I learned what it's like to be you for about, 10 seconds. And I don't like it.
Is the shadow still in play?
Did that spell end too when he died?
Yes, let's say that went away too.
Okay.
Whew.
Was about to get into sacred geometry of trying to figure out how to play around with light and fight this shadow. And that's well above Jasper's intelligence.
Marina's gonna quickly heal herself because she is at the same number of hit points as Sid right now. And for Marina, that's terrifying, even though for Sid, that's just like Tuesday.
It's just life.
Okay, let's see how I did this time. That is a 15 total with a 9 on the die. I'm really liking this, having good wisdom.
All right, so as you do that, will you go ahead and roll me a d4?
Sure.
Ooh.
Should I roll the healing amount too, or roll the d4
Oh, no,
first?
the d4 is just for me.
Oh, okay. So I got a 4. Is that good for you? It was the highest.
Yes, that's very good for me. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no.
So as you are standing there, from the doorway come 4 cultists dragging the
no.
one peasant who was like on the floor, just sort of laying there convulsing. You hear, "Oh, he's ready," before they look up and see you.
We have killed your leader. Bow down and surrender.
Join the herd. Join the herd. Join the
All right, so go ahead
herd.
and roll a charisma check as you try to intimidate them.
Oh, this was a mistake. That's a nat 20.
Ah!
This is the most
Yeah, so
charismatic
seeing
Jasper's ever
the
been.
powerful archmage of the cult of the elephant god laying there eviscerated, they drop their poor victim to be, turn around and run.
Stay out. The sword of justice of Madeira has sliced this one.
Maybe Madeira can do something about that. And I just kind of point to the person who
Yeah,
is
that
not
they were about
super
to sacrifice.
conscious.
I'll check. Are they just like super baked by the incense right now and they need to sleep it off because I used my incense removal already on the fighter?
Yeah, we already determined that you know a little bit about this, and hopefully they'll make somewhat of a recovery. They'll never be the same again, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Well, that
So it's-
sucks.
They'll
It's
come out
not
of this like
like just
comatose
being
state,
baked.
but
We didn't know them before, so we've got no context that they'll never be the same again before. So it's just how they've always been to us.
It's more like a hallucinogen than like just being baked, I guess.
So maybe if we just finish the sacrifice, do you think that will get us closer to the
No,
tool hall?
no, we are not finishing the sacrifice.
I was just wondering.
well, you
Now
still haven't
I'm sure
explored
this
all the way
incense
down the
had some.
previous hall too. There's still a area of the dungeon that you know is unexplored. Remember, you looked down the long hallway and there were like bars, like a portcullis.
Yeah.
Let's check to see if there's any keys or notes or things that the Archmage had in the Archmage's room before we do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. Ooh, 15 plus 2 is 17.
All right. And because it's a semi-religious ritual, so you know that he was scrying on the ritual to summon an avatar of a god.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's what's going on deeper on in the temple. He wanted to watch it happen through his crystal ball, not in person.
Okay.
All right. That sounds bad, everybody. Like, really bad.
But we killed him.
Yeah,
saved
but
the
he
day.
was this archmage who was a touch and go fight for us was not the one summoning the god. He was a peeping Tom who was just voyeuristically watching the god being summoned.
What?
He's not
I don't-
actually the leader, I guess. He looked like he was,
I
but
don't understand. I am fine.
he won't be when an avatar of a god shows up. It's probably gonna be some giant demon elephant.
Can I check the room for like additional robes or something to maybe like disguise ourselves?
Yeah, you
Excellent.
find his
We will join the herd.
yeah, you find a couple of different ceremonial robes of his.
Join the herd.
Yep.
You find
Okay,
like
I'm
the
gonna
autumn
toss
ones,
them
you know, the
to-
winter ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna toss them to everyone and be like, if we're gonna go a little deeper, maybe we can look less conspicuous.
If he's got seasons, we need to decide on our seasons.
Yeah. Jasper gets the ones
I'm
that are
a
like made in the 70s,
winter.
the equivalent of the
Yeah.
1970s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a winter. You look like a summer to me.
Right.
Autumn is the
Okay.
time when the wheat is reaped and the harvest is judged. So
Yeah, you
Perfect.
look definitely an autumn. So
On with the robes. Join the herd.
join the herd. Join the herd.
Like conga lining out.
Marina will not wear religious robes of an evil religion, but these look like a mage's archmage robes, so that's fine.
Fine, that's fine. Do we? I know you checked for keys and everything. Do we see anything else in this room that
Just like
like
treasures.
treasures? I mean, I do want to pocket like some things probably. Like I know you mentioned silks before.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah, you
and
find
just-
several tunics and tapestries of fine silk worth 120 gold pieces.
yeah. That
You
sounds
find
like
a
up my
ceremonial
speed.
dagger with an ivory handle
Ooh.
that's made of pure silver. That is also worth 10
Nice.
gold pieces.
Okay.
You find a magic scroll.
I tossed that to you, Mark.
I can't cast wizard magic, I say, unless
Alright,
it's
but
one that I
maybe
can
you know
cast.
what it does.
I'll
It's
take
the
a look
float
at it.
spell.
The float spell.
Oh.
Let me see if that is on my list. I think it is not. The floating disc, or is there another float?
Yeah, I guess floating disc.
All right.
Or you know what?
I
Let's just
cannot
say here's
cast
what it
that.
does. You can fly double your speed near you for 5 rounds.
Oh.
Oh, whoa. That's really good. That's even better than the fly spell, which lets you fly regularly your speed for 5 rounds. But unfortunately, wizard only.
So there you go.
Okay.
Let me see if if other people can use scrolls though. That's one thing I
All
want to
right.
make sure I don't lead you wrong.
And then
I'll check that. You guys keep going.
All right, and then Thief, go ahead and roll a d8.
A D8.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 5.
All right, so you find 50 gold pieces of various small gems.
Yes, I love gems. Keep them coming.
I've confirmed
the
that only
big
wizards
one
can
come.
use the scroll.
Tiger's eye, turquoise, minor gemstones.
Okay. Okay, I feel pretty good about this. But what do you guys say we go find the big gem?
Yeah, I'll already.
think so.
Jasper will already be in the baked room. Join the herd in. Like,
Join the herd.
as soon as you started talking about
we
scrolls,
don't have to go. We don't have to go all the way back to that room, right? There's still the one that shot the. I think the place we haven't gone to yet is the one that shot the rogue with the arrows.
Yeah, so exiting the sanctuary to the north, on your left-hand side is the door that shot the arrows, and on your right-hand side you can see down the hallway to a portcullis.
Oh,
Right.
that's the portcullis,
beyond which
yeah.
is dark.
Yeah.
Until someone
Yeah.
walks closer with the torch, which
Well,
is just about to go out.
Yeah.
Oh no.
We're losing our torch soon. We only have
Um,
2 left. We have the second one from the fighter and my 1 torch.
Okay. As we go forward, that's it. Like, we'll ready another one. I think we have a little bit left before we have to head out. I think we can get out on a single torch.
We can run fast.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to push ahead towards the portcullis, towards where
Alright.
you said there was the bard looking area, right?
All right, so you walk down to the portcullis, and then immediately before it, you see a small alcove with some stairs leading down.
Okay.
Walking past that, you approach the portcullis, and you see a towering mammoth skeleton. And all around it, like hanging down from the ceiling on ropes, there are the skulls, human skulls, dwarf skulls, just hanging there.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
And the mammoth skeleton is hanging from the ceiling.
The mammoth skeleton is just standing up on its own.
Oh, just like a museum exhibit.
Yes, exactly. And the skulls are hanging down from the ceiling. There's probably over a dozen of them.
Sid, I will give you 50 gold to get on the mammoth, like you're riding.
You're on, and I climb up it.
You have to it's past the iron bars.
Oh, it's behind the bars?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have done it. So does it look like there's a like lock on the iron bars, or does it look like it's a permanent installation?
It does look like they can move, but there's not this be as a mechanism that you can see from right here.
Could someone really strong just lift it up?
Yeah. Regardless of whether it's possible,
You
probably
will try.
try.
All right, go ahead and
Yeah.
roll for strength to lift some bars, lift some gates.
That's gonna be a 9.
Oh no.
No, so unfortunately, you cannot lift the iron bars that are stopping you from accessing the mammoth skeleton.
That is unless it's an opposing force, in which case I get advantage on it.
No, I wouldn't count this as an opposing force.
Yeah.
Gravity,
And
we
the
can
ultimate
hide.
opposing force.
I mean, it is always working against me. It is my number one enemy.
Me too.
Or I guess it's the normal force from the ground, which is literally defined in physics as an opposing force. But I agree with you. I don't think it's really meant to be.
Okay.
Let me fight gravity.
Okay.
All right. So now what? Down the stairs or continue trying with these bars?
So if we can't open the bars, our only choices are to go down the stairs or to go back to the door that shot the rogue.
Yeah,
How
I think
far through the bars can we see?
Maybe if you stick your torch like through the bars, you can see the back of the back of the chamber, which is maybe 10 feet away.
And can we see any levers or mechanisms in that room?
Go ahead and roll for wisdom.
Ooh, 19.
So looking
Have
all
an
around there,
eyeballs.
you do not see any mechanism in the room that would lift the bars. No pulleys, no like pressure plates or levers, anything like that.
I'm going to dig into my bag, take out my rope and my grappling hook, and I would like to try and grapple the mammoth skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to try and pull at least one of these bones towards me, because if we can't get through this gate, I want one of those bones.
Well, there could be a mechanism down the stairs that are nearby, and then maybe we'll be able to open it up from there.
Marina, we could be dead before we get through.
So his arms like through the bar, like swinging the rope around as you say this. Do you want to let go, fighter?
No. I'm throwing the hook.
All right, go ahead and make a
We could be dead
dexterity check.
before we find another way. That's going to be a total of 11.
All right, so with an 11, you do manage to like hit the mammoth skull, right? And with your good strength, you knock one of his joints off balance. Your torch goes out.
We've still got one.
All right, whoosh. As you hear a clattering of bones, you try to pull one back, and you feel it clunk, 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 clunk against the portcullis bars. You can maneuver it around, and you pull through a mammoth rib.
I'll take out blast torch.
Wait,
Alright.
why did the torch go out? He wasn't carrying it, right? Because he has a two-handed sword.
Because it's been an hour.
Oh, it was yes. Okay,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
that torch,
yeah.
the one that was about to go out. Of
Yes.
course, of course. I thought you meant the next one
Yeah.
also went out, and then I was like, oh gosh, we only have one left.
No.
Your response was panic. Mine was I got a bone. It was worth it.
Totally fine.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We have one more after this.
Okay, as they are doing that little dance, if I'm looking, well, again, I guess I don't have great eyesight right now. If I'm like towing the edge of the stairs, like checking for tripwires, stuff like that, is there anything immediately obvious about the stairway down?
It's dark. You can't see very much.
Okay.
I'll bring the torch to you now that we got him his bone. It was very important to him.
Okay.
All right, so
So-
you strike up a new torch.
Yes. So we've got one left after this.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and let me light it for the audience's sake.
Second to last torch.
All right, and it's
The
going.
penultimate torch.
All right, so
we really gotta find that jewel.
So walking down the stairs, it comes to an archway.
Mm-hmm.
You folks, I assume, are trying to move pretty silently.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so peering through the archway, you see 4 humanoid figures, 2 male, 2 female, in red robes, bending over, worshiping at a big pool in the center of the room.
Have they noticed us?
They have not noticed it. They are chanting like deep from their stomachs and like bobbing up and down. And the pool in the middle is bubbling mud.
Oh, hey. Maybe your mud buddy can help us out.
Maybe. Are we far enough away that it seems like we could whisper to each other and it wouldn't draw attention, or does it seem like we need to retreat a little bit to converse?
You're sort of standing in the stairwell. You can whisper to each other, and like they're face down, facing this bubbling mud.
And there's 2 of them, right?
There's 4 of them.
There's
4
4.
of
They
them.
outnumber us.
Yeah.
Could sneak, each push one into the mud, bosh the last one.
Oh, I like that.
Or we just walk in there doing, join the herd. and
I
then
mean,
bosh.
they did try to sacrifice someone, so I don't know how welcoming they are to new members.
But we are wearing the fancy robes.
Oh, that's true.
Look around at the fact that we look nothing like the Archmage.
They probably wouldn't accept new people in the middle of their ritual anyway, even if they were members of this religion, because it could interrupt them.
Morowina approves of our murder. Good plan.
All right, so as you're
plan.
discussing this, you can hear that the chanting in the next room changes pitches.
They're getting close. We better stop them.
Yeah, let's interrupt this by trying to push them. Oh no, my voice is going. 1 second.
Let's do the sneaking and the pushing
Yes.
and the clobbering of the last survivor.
Very
Yeah.
well.
All right, let's roll for initiative then.
Okay.
It's going to be a 17 for me.
Mine is a 19.
All right.
All right.
Can you crit fail initiative?
Oh no.
You can just.
I got a 1.
All right, well,
But it
luckily for
doesn't-
you, the thief is right ahead of you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. In fact, the only thing that mattered here is whether the thief can beat you.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, thief. What are you gonna do on your turn? You
I
start off in
want
the
to-
alcove.
Yeah, I want to take on that idea and I want to run up to the one that I can get to the most closely. Are they within like that 30 feet? Are they within?
Yes, the pool
Reachable.
takes up most of the room ahead of you,
Okay.
and so like they're, like maybe like their nose is like 5 inches away from the pool, and their feet are like 5 inches away from the wall.
Okay, perfect. I want to try and like do that thing where you take them by the feet and just kind of like whoop them into the pool, like not necessarily shove, just like very quick foot.
Yep,
whoop,
yep.
Head
Go
over.
ahead and make an attack roll with advantage because they're not paying attention.
Okay. That is a 22.
All right, yeah. So you hit the cultists and dunk them into the mud. They fall down, maybe like 10 feet into the mud, and get back up, covered it, kind of looking around. They start like squawking, and you see that this was like a half lizard person.
Oh no.
All
I was
right.
hoping they'd drown.
Okay, so on to the cleric. So you have
All
one
right.
cultist who is in the mud, and the other three just became aware that something is up.
All right. Well, I just realized that there is something a little bit calamitous about the way that, like, if the rogue wins over the fighter at initiative, our 3 hit point rogue is just kind of up there. So I'm going to go and cast that protection from evil spell that I took for situations like these where there are multiple. So if I can get this off, which let me roll. Yes, natural 11. So that's a 17. That means that now everything that happens to be chaotic, which I'm sure these cultists will be rolling with disadvantage on all of their like attacks and spellcasting checks involving our thief.
Awesome.
Keep all
Cool.
the thief's blood in a body.
Please.
Cool. All right, so the cultists get to go, right?
Yeah.
The one who is flown into the mud pit, who took a little bit of damage from that, just 1 point of bludgeoning damage, is going to walk up and try to grab onto the thief.
Oh.
All right.
8
Take disadvantage.
plus- disadvantage. That's right. It fails his death touch spell, and so
Yeah,
it can't
that's
cast.
good.
Ha.
So the other three get up. One of them, who's on the far side of the room, like at the head of the pool, points to the other two, and then reaches into her robe, and she pulls out this huge blue gem. She holds it up above her head, and begins to chant louder. As she does that, her blonde hair starts to become white. The other two cultists run over to the stairs where the cleric and the fighter are, and they try to grab you each with one of their death touches.
All right.
the
Well,
one
I
that-
am not protected.
Yep, the one against the cleric succeeds.
Oh no.
So you take 7 points of damage.
Oof. Well, I'm just glad I'm alive after being hit by a death touch. I wouldn't have been shocked if that was just like,
I
yeah,
know, that
it says
death
stupefying
touch.
touch says that you're stupefied, webbing thing says that you're webbed, death touch says that you're
Says
dead.
you're
I couldn't
dead.
see that.
So the
I'm
second
sure
one
if you're
also
a low enough
succeeds
level.
on its spell attack against the fighter. It reaches out and just barely gets enough. Just its fingers grace your back, but that's enough to inflict
Against the thief or against the fighter?
against the fighter to inflict 2
Okay.
points of damage.
Okay.
All right, that's the cultist turn. All right, so fighter, there's one cultist who just barely managed to scrape by you. The cleric is engaged with another one, and then across this bubbling pool of mud, you see one cultist in red robes holding this blue gem above her head.
And the cultist holding the blue gem is too far away for me to reach in one turn.
Yes, unless you wanted to like lunge across the mud.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, we're gonna go across the mud.
All right, so as you step
Wiener
into
on
it,
her
the
own. yeah,
mud,
sure. I'm gonna go and try and jump the mud and reach the cultists then.
Oh, the mud's gonna be very difficult to jump, but I'll let you give an attempt. Our strong fighter here. You're gonna run down the hallway, barreling past the cleric, and jump across the mud, attempting to jump across the 20-foot pool.
I believe in you. I think you can jump 20 feet. You're a strong fighter.
I believe in myself.
What'd you
I
get?
believe it. That is going to be a 15 total.
So I don't think 15 is quite enough because of the narrow hallway and the two friends in the way. So you
Totally
fall
fair.
short and splash in the mud pit, maybe 5-10 feet away from the cult leader. The mud burns through you like a caustic acid.
Uh-oh.
That's much less nice than your spa mud.
And you take 5 points of damage.
Ew. Is there still a cultist in the mud with me?
Probably within your reach, too.
Can I, do I still have enough action economy to give him a bop?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and swing your sword. But I will give you disadvantage because you're so focused on making that leap. This is sort of like an, while I'm at it.
Okay. That is going to be a total of 15?
A 15 will hit, yeah.
Nice. And hey, a 15-foot jump, even though you failed to clear 20, is still pretty good.
I think so. And that is going to be 6 points of damage.
And that is enough to kill the cultist, believe it or not.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just be like, bloody mud! God damn it!
All right, so the lizard folk cultist is dead. So the one right in front of you, Thief, the lizard folk cultist is dead. There's still one grappling with the cleric, and one that the fighter left clear behind. She's standing back there like, where did my target go? And then on the other side of the room, now with white hair holding the blue gem, you see the lead cultist chanting fervently.
She's got our MacGuffin.
Yeah, that lead cultist with that jewel I want so badly. I want to shoot her with my crossbow.
All right, so kneeling down, you squeeze off the trigger. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. Come on. That is 16 to hit.
AC is 14, yes.
Heck yes. Okay. That is whatchamacallit? 4 damage. Math is hard.
Nice.
Okay.
And since you took damage, is she going to have to roll focus?
We'll find out. All right.
Awesome.
Cleric's
Also, I'm
turn.
gonna skip my movement to reload.
All right.
Does.
Sounds
All right.
good. All right, so Cleric, you see one crossbow bolt go into the cultist holding the jewel over her head. There's one right in front of you and another one behind you.
Understood. Well, another death touch like that is going to be the death of me. So I am probably going to... I'm going to heal myself with Madeira's Grace.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 24, which is definitely enough to succeed at healing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to try to get my tab to switch to the one with the 2d6 on it. There we go. It is going to be 8. That's more than enough by 1. So I am back up to full. And I will be sort of moving somewhat towards the person who's chanting, but around the edge of the pool and not in the middle of the acid pool. Because that's where our fighter is, so that's where I'd like to eventually be.
Close enough.
Yeah, you know what? As you move closer, they come into focus. That's all should have been in the dark. My mistake. You should have been having disadvantage on those rolls, but we'll let it pass. So you trudge up to the center of the pool, up where the fighter is, and again, this mud really starts to burn through you.
Wait, even though I went around the edge?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you went up next to him.
No. I said I'm going slowly around the edge safely rather than going into the middle.
Understood. Yeah, so you avoid the caustic mud.
Rowena has more brains than Jasper.
Yeah, I'm no longer stupefied right now. Like Marina said, she now understands her companion Jasper more, and she's gonna be more mindful of him
More
in the future.
empathetic.
Yeah, and more empathetic, assuming that we live.
All right. So the one cultist who was by you, he gives you chase, and is going to attempt to push you into the mud.
Uh-oh. Well, that's no good.
10 is going to miss, though, right?
That will miss.
All right. And the other one is going to try to hold you, the fighter, at bay, even though, she's an orc. She's might be able to keep you back.
She's going to go into the mud, too?
No, she's going to try to grapple the fighter, and she succeeded. The second cultist. Right, so you are held right now with a grapple. You're going to have to break free.
Okay.
But the one with the jewel, her hair is now not just white, but it is standing on end, like all around her, like it's static electrified.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
she
Uh-oh.
tosses
no.
the blue gem into the pool.
Oh, that's fine. That's where
My
I am.
gem!
No, that's our gem.
As that happens, the mud turns pitch black.
It is
It
okay,
freezes
friends. I
in
will
place.
get the mud. Oh,
So
no.
fighter,
Uh-oh.
yeah, your legs are like now encased in like solid cement almost,
I don't need
and then it
my
starts
legs.
to shake and rumble.
Oh no.
All right, fighter, you're up.
So I am encased in cement from the legs down and being grappled from the torso up.
Yes.
Ooh, this
Yes.
is a fun Saturday night.
The silver lining is they wasted their grapple.
Yeah. So, I mean, it feels almost pointless to try and break free of the grapple because I can't move anyway. Am I still able to attack whilst grappled?
Yeah, you can. You just can't move.
Can I pull the cultist in here with me?
Well, it's like turned solid. Like the mud turned black and then it like froze essentially.
Something will happen eventually, and maybe we'll both fall to an endless void and die. And
You can like pile drive her if you want.
Yeah. If the option to pile drive is there, I'm gonna take it.
All right, so go ahead and make an attack roll then.
We love the WWE moment.
Yeah, that is going to be an 18 total.
18 total. And what's your strength modifier? What's your strength score?
3. No, my strength score is 18, so my modifier is 4.
All right, so you did 4 points of damage to her. Boom! As you like grabbed her like by the hips and just like slammed her skull into the cement. All right, Thief, you are up, right? You see what just happened. You're really upset because your gem's gone now. But you look at the cultist, you see a huge smile come across her face for the first time.
Does this look like something she's like concentrating on? Is she still like chanting or anything?
No, the chanting has stopped. Now you just see anticipation in her eyes.
Fudge.
It looks like she didn't have to focus when you shot her. She made it.
Okay. How is the one that the fighter just pile drived? How is that one doing?
She's looking dazed.
Okay, I'm a little nervous for our friend, so I think I'm gonna try and loose an arrow at that one and try and finish them off before they can hurt.
Okay, so as she's like trying to get up and like maybe make a recovery, you squeeze off another bolt. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yeah. That is 14 to hit?
That's their AC,
Sorry,
yes.
15.
Yep, AC
okay,
14.
perfect. Then that is another 4 damage.
All right. And dead.
Boom.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Whew.
All
And
right,
I reload
cleric.
the bolt instead of moving.
So
All right.
2 cultists remain, but the center of the room now is filled with this black cement that is shaking like a mild earthquake.
Okay.
That seems bad. Like, maybe we should get out of here now that we lost the item we're looking for.
We can't
Rowena
leave
says.
him!
But I'm grappled.
I am
So-
grappled by the ground.
Well, I don't know any miracles that could reverse this. So, looking at my options here, there's not much of a good choice for breaking out of a grapple. I could slash this one, but I'm not likely to hit. I could try to cast a blindness on that priestess because she might be about to do something to us. You know what? I'll allow myself to stay grappled because I don't have a good way to break it out. I'll say, well, help us break out of here somehow, and I will cast blindness on the white-haired priestess that is up there. I got
All
a
right.
12. Is that
That's the
is
DC.
12 the difficulty for the second tier spells?
Yes, you
All
just
right.
barely made it.
Oh my goodness. If I had rolled anything other than wisdom boosts and spell boosts, it wouldn't have made it on a roll of 6. So, yeah, she's blind.
All right, so as you cast blindness, you hear her shriek in agonizing disappointment. It's not fair. It's not fair. I was finally going to see him. She breaks
Oh.
down to her knees and starts weeping. And
She
as
wanted
that
to see
happens,
the avatar.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The ground begins to shake and it breaks apart. So fighter, you are no longer free from your grapple. That's the good news. The bad news is a huge 3-headed chimera, but each head is an elephant. Tail of a scorpion emerges from the pool in the center, made of thick green slime.
Holy crap.
Fail.
All right, so what it is going to do. It's going to open its trunk, right, and whoosh out, not fire, but like green fire acid.
Alchemist.
With a nat 1 though, and it's going to miss.
Ooh.
All right, very well.
Oh.
Okay. And because it's just got out of the cement, it's not going to be able to use its claws this round. So on to our fighter.
Okay,
This large beast is like standing right above you. Its tail is poised, ready to strike.
Am I right in thinking there are no attacks of opportunity?
Yes.
Okay, I'll clamber out, if I can, I'll clamber out towards the now weeping cultist that threw the gem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do something incredibly stupid. I'm going to say, I want to essentially try and convince this creature that we, who are wearing the Archmage robes, are its allies, and that this cultist, as a failure, look at the way that she is conducting herself and crying, and then try and push her into the pit with it as a sacrifice for this creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and roll charisma, I guess.
That's going to be a 12.
All right, so your pleas of competence and faulting her do not seem to impress this avatar. As you push her down, I'm just gonna say she's weak and not really paying attention. You just do that automatically. It does seem poised to stomp her skull as next opportunity, but only because it's in the path.
That's that. She is going to die anyway. That is still good outcome.
All right, thief. Looking into the black pool, you do not see any remnants of the gem, but you do see this huge monster standing on huge paws, wings, 3 elephant heads, and the tail of a scorpion.
Yeah, I do. Well, this is unfortunate. I don't know what our chances of convincing it that we are loyal servants are. So, my instinct is to try to ride it like I was supposed to ride the mammoth that I could not get to.
Yes.
I still have my grappling hook and my rope. I want to try to kind of get to like the head of maybe like one of the elephant heads. Like I want to try and get out of the way of immediate stinger danger if I can.
So you can try to jump on its back and sort of like
I want to
neck.
try and kind of like a wild horse.
Okay,
yeah.
you want go ahead and make a dexterity check. I like this.
Okay. Let's see. That's a 9.
All right, so you jump up and get one arm around it, but you try to go around and you fall. You land on your feet, so it's not a total disaster, but you are right in front of it now.
Yep.
Cleric, you see this monster's about to smash the head of the cultist, and your friend Thief just put herself right in its path as well. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, the thief has protection from evil, but that might not be enough to protect her. I mean, she's basically at full. I can't heal her. The only thing I can do to try to prevent her death is give a quick prayer to Madeira and put up a blind It's a 3-for-1 special when you blind a chimera.
That's true.
All right. So that is a total of 20 to blind the chimera.
Yeah, and that will hit.
Damn.
All right. So yeah, the chimera is blinded.
Okay.
Okay, I like this. I like this. All right, Food Dog 74 is some righteous delving and fighting on here. Bravo. I appreciate that. And so this huge chimera, its turn now, right? It does not like the fact that someone attempted to blind it. So it's going to look around randomly. Okay, so it hits the other cultist with its goo fire breath.
I convinced it.
It fails its dex save because it has disadvantage because it's blinded. And it takes 9 points of damage and dies.
Oh.
For its second action, it's going to try to claw the thief at its feet, but you have a disadvantage because you have the spell. Good thing it's got a 22, but 8 plus 7, 15, does that hit?
It hits.
All right.
You know, we knew you well. You lasted a long time.
So this huge clawed paw comes down and crushes your lower leg for 8 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm damn.
Right, and the pain causes you to black out. Poof.
The pain of losing my jewel.
All right. So, on to our fighter. You see this, and the creature, it continues towards the stairway heading out. Where like, it just like steps on you, casually tries to get the cleric away, then it walks out.
Oh, it's
so it's
just leaving.
leaving.
It's leaving. We could just bring the thief back.
Yeah.
We
Well,
lost
it's
the
attempting to
jewel,
leave,
so
but
this
it's
is a
blinded,
failure.
right? So it's sort of like stumbling towards the doorish area, where it remembers the door was, but it's not there yet. And then like walked into
Is
the
it
corner.
too wide to make it through the hall?
Looks like it might try to like push its way through. The halls are just weak mud, remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's a good point.
All right, fighter, what are you doing?
Jump into the pit and try and pick Sid up and get Sid out of the pit. Because I don't trust this pit.
All right, probably a good idea. You put Sid onto your shoulders, fireman style, and where do you go
Yeah,
from there?
bring her over to me.
Yeah,
Bring her
and
over to me so I
take
can
her
heal
over
her.
to the cleric. Yeah.
All right, and so
Take
you
her over
run
to
over to the
Marina.
cleric with her.
Yeah.
Get her off her shoulders at his feet.
Yeah.
All right, thief, you are dying.
Yes, I am.
All right, so you're closer to death now. Cleric.
All right. Well, you know what? We don't know how long the thief has to live because if I recall in Shadowdark, it's 1d4 plus your modifier, and the thief has a negative. So probably there's like a 50-50 chance she's dead if I don't heal her
Yeah,
right
there's a
now.
50-50 chance she's already dead.
No, I think if I don't heal her right now, she's probably gonna die. So I'll try it. If I fail this casting roll, I'm sorry. I've succeeded all my other ones this time, so it was fate.
This is not the one to fail.
I got a 15 total though, so I got it.
Nice.
So that will heal her for, unless I rolled terribly, all of her hit points. Yeah, it was.
Alright.
I rolled 7. That was average. That
So
is
you hear a
almost
sickening
twice as bad.
crunch as the bone is set. Goosh. And you see the cut that was across her cheek slowly knit back together.
Madeira, bring back life.
All
Did we
right,
get
good
the
cleric.
jewel? Did we get the jewel?
Monster's turn. Monster is still going to angrily thrash around with its tail and breath, trying to get whatever blinded it in its rage. Oh, wrong dice there. And it spews out a wall instead of either one of you.
Oh, that was smart. Moving her over to where it hadn't seen us before.
Yeah. All right. And it does manage to like left-hand rule and find its way towards the stairs, clawing at its eyes all the while. Right. Okay, and that's its turn. Fighter.
Oh, I don't think we want to go and attack this thing.
Yeah. If we just retreat to the back of this room, like as far from it as possible, and just wait and let it leave, we can then report back to the Temple of Madeira and try to get some more Crusaders to join us. I don't think we're strong enough to beat this avatar of a god.
You tell someone else.
Yeah.
It feels like a bigger problem than us.
That's correct. In lawful temples, there's authority levels, and we go up and we push it up to the higher pay grade.
All right.
That's all I need to hear.
So you wait for, 6 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and all of a sudden you hear this panic screams echoing down the hallway, then silence. The silence persists for 20 seconds, a minute, 10 minutes. What are you doing now?
Looting the bodies.
Once it's gone past us, like probably before 10 minutes, so that we're not worrying too much about our torches, I want to head out and make sure that we are far enough behind that this thing doesn't kill us, but try to circle back and head straight for civilization so that we can tell them, hopefully, that a god avatar has broken free before it stampedes its way into the town and starts massacring everyone.
All right. So, as you exit into the long hallway, you come across the room with the cultists. 3 of them are crushed. The other ones are lifeless and not moving. You make your way back to the staircase, past the muddy elephant statues, and up to the surface. And on the horizon, you see the huge slime chimera with 3 elephant heads trudges his way back towards the city. And that's where we'll end our adventure.
All right.
Woo! Go team!
Make sure to give Sid 50 GP for trying to ride the chimera.
Yes.
I feel like that's fair. That's a fair bet.
We failed to get the gem, but you know what? We got a good amount of loot. We are all alive, and we should make it back to the city in time to warn them that a god has come. If we had been trying to loot this gem, no one would have known about it.
Yeah, we would have been among
Exactly.
the casualties. What we really did was a service to the wider world.
We are the heroes.
All right. Yo, YouTube, everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. Luke Jackson, thank you for stopping by just there at the end. I hope you all had a fun time watching. Check out the game. I really like it. Check out my esteemed players. They have YouTube channels. Linked in the description. So until next time, see ya.
Hi.
Bye. Thanks for running for us.
All right. Cool.
Yay!
Yay!